So that was about 3.5 hours of failed sleep. I wrote this in my book a couple days ago, trying to explain to someone how the first line of this page equates to this thing I have in my head, which is on the last line of this page. I tried to make it so anyone could understand it. I used arrows, words, numbers, circles, colors. I'll give it a try. So, pretty important. All right. Significant figures, that's the significant figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should know this. Now, that dot is not truly a dot. The only assumption I'm making is that dot is a 2 because a 0 with a slash through it, like 2 white holes, is technically a one-dimensional line and a one-dimensional line. It's two things. In the world of duality, where 0 is a 1, a point, more accuracy than not, could be a 2. So now 3.14159 becomes 3214159. Reordered. Let's just go lowest to highest, and I did that. Boom. I got a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jimi Hendrix. Now, I say if a black 9 were a circled 6, what this means, because you're looking in the bubble, there's a lot of white space, a lot of white wholeness. Okay, again, when you draw a 6, you have to imagine that there's a bubble around it. And there's just enough space for a white 9. And what you're really creating is an elliptical. You look at any planet or luminary, it's just going to be a swirling light. You do a lot of overlays, and then you're going to see the image that you think a planet is. The plan of ET is cellular energy and cellular mathematics. All this is showing you that a segment creates a one-dimensional line in a contained environment. 6. As well as your 9. So all I do here is if I take a 9, which nothing is circled, and replace it for a 6 with a circle around the verse. Hey, I heard a good joke the other day. I've never heard it before. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Never heard that before. That's funny. So, okay, I'm going like really slow here. So now, from this line, I'm gonna put in black your 1 of 1. Your 1 of 1 of. Now, 7 of comes in. You have to understand the beginning of the story, and you have to understand the end of the story. And a circled 6 is a 7. It just means you're plussing 1 to it. You can plus 1 to it because it's a 1 by 6. Sometimes you do one, sometimes you do the other. Here we're doing the easier one. So the red letters, the red numbers we haven't used. So you're 1 of 1 of 7. Now, you see how I did that? Circled 6 is a 7. Well, who's to say that a circled 13 isn't a 23? Maybe that's another assumption. 2s are funny. duality in this life. So, if that 23 is now a circle 13, well, there's your 13 of, and your 110. Because maybe if we're in a bubble, we don't care about what's in the other bubbles. We just don't give a damn. Nil. So, right? So you got your 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110. We haven't used 4 and 5 yet. Now what I do see is your 2, 1, 4, 2143. I don't think I'd say anything on that one. Here's the 6th column of the matrix, okay? It's basically showing you the same thing. That's your circled 1. Now, again, the black 6 is making enough room for a white 9, which is making another dot dot of whiteness that connects a white segment. So it could be like a 1 of 1, of 7, of 13, of 110. And then you have 2 1s beginning here. And then you're going to have an 11 and an 11. 7 4 is 11, 7 4 is 11, and a 1 1 1 1 is 4. You're going to have 2 1 with 1 1 1 1 is 4. And then 5 2 2 is your 3 at the end. 5 2 2 is also 5 plus 2 plus 2 is 9. 9 is the unification between a 0 and a 1. And the unification between a 0 and a 1. That was like 3. Okay, so in 3 bubbles, let's say, and it's in an L. We didn't use the L, so it's like basically making an L of 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2143. Look, that is the 5th dimension of love. You're 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2 1s, 4 1s, 9, which is the unison between a 0 and a 1, which is a 3. If we're looking in the bubble and not the bubble itself. Well, if we're looking at just the circle and the line and the bubble, it's a 3. But you can't do both. It's your bubble, which is a 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2143. Gonna get to that. Okay, if you look at it, it's 6 and 9 is a 15, or it's a 1. You have to look at the circle or you look at the inside. It's your 1st and 15. But you got 2 1sts and 15s. And then you have a 15 here. And you have a 15 here and a 3-2 split. And when we go through this, we're going to go through that. I'm going to show you the 15. Because that's a 15. And that's O. That's O. 15's letter is O. Okay? You're going to make a point with this part of the matrix. Okay, you get it? Your P, O, I, N, and sum it all together, and those are all 2s. That's 21. 21 is a circle 20, or a P-O-I-N-T circled. Okay. And if you don't use the 4, 5, 6, and you use everything else, you get 007. And you have a 7, a 0 in the slash, a 0 in the slash, a 1 line, a 2 line, a 3 line, and a point. Because you're intersecting. And 7 and 0 in the slash, 0 in the slash, 1, 2, 3, and a point is 15. And the last time I checked, 15 and 15 is 30, and 30 is perfection. Like 30 Rockefeller. I wish I could find the clip that Donald Trump says, living on the corner of 57th and 5th. It's like a V coming out of the plane. Nothing better than that, eh? So when you understand the first 36 significant figures of pi, you understand that you're going to have 1 8, 2 8, 3 8, and 4 8. Lo and behold, the 37th sig fig of pi is 8. And you need 5 cellular energy devices. Or the Great Depression, or the new Great Depression of magnets, is 19,290, which would be 3858 times 5. Now, 5 8s. What Jesus tells you to do? I want you to make the V, okay? you don't even know how to count. So I can't expect you to understand it. Like, you don't know how to count on your hand, guy. I live in a world with a bunch of retards walking around saying high five when that's a 9. That's a 5. That's a 9. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 4. That's a 5. That's a 6. That's your 7. To bring return and make a point. That's your 8 with the 5th pillar rising, because you can't do it any other way. That's your 9. That's your 10. That's your 11. That's your 12. Can't really do it, but that's your 12. That's your 13. And that's your 14. Like a 3-4 split of the visual light spectrum with a 5 on top. Maybe a 3, 4, 5. Because all of 4, 5, 6 is when you put it in these bubbles. It's just 3, 4, 5. You know, we'll get to the CBC logo of how many magnets required inside your energy device. I'm going to get to this. So, whatever you want to believe about whateverness here, okay? Great depression of magnets. Let's find out how many magnets are in one device using this. And then let's find out how many there are in 2 devices. So, 3.14159 is 3214159. And you can see a 3859, which is a 3858 circled. And if you're smart enough, you understand that that's a 1 by 3858. And 3858 times 2 is 7,716. You're 777. It's not in a bubble. 7716 maybe. I don't know. It's like the middle. Gets better. Your 1 is a segment. It's like a 1 of 1 of. Because you have to understand that if it's a segment, it's in a circle. So that circle can be a 1, and that can be a 1, or that can be your 1, and that can be your 1. 7716 is basically a 1 of 1 of 7 of 13. 1 of 1 of 7. 7 and 6 is 13. 776 is a 20. It's 14 and 6 is 20. And a 2 in Roman numerals would be a 1, 1. That looks an awful lot like 110. And 7716 summed together is 21. There are 4 characters, but 3 of them are unique. Lo and behold, 7716 is a representation of 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2143. That you should know. Right, if we just look at these 3 key figures here, 4, 5, 6, and just look at them as 3 bubbles with nothing in them, that's your 3 of pi. Now 4, 5, 6 is 15, which is the first letter of our alphabet, cellularly, because 15 is an O. That's going to be your point. We already covered point, so 3 point. A 1 by 3 to circle these 3 would be your 1. 3.1. Now if you put these numbers in these bubbles, you have to subtract 1. So a circle 3 is a 4, a circle 4 is 5, a circle 5 is a 6. 3.1, and now your middle, because we're trying to balance the equation, would be 4. 3.14. Now, if you understand that on top of the 4, where your other 15 would be, is a slash. It's a 0. A 0 is a circle with a slash in it. Now, if we put the slash, they already created the circle when we make another 1 by 3 on top of it. Okay? So you put a 1 by 3 on top of it. We haven't looked at the thing that goes in there yet. So we're going to put a slash in there. What we're going to do is we're going to extend that slash. And we're going to go past and over and back until it connects up again with itself. And when you do that, so 3.14 is the middle. That slash is technically a 1. When you put a 1 to make a 1 by 3 bubble around the middle, that 4 will become a 5. 3.1415. And if you count, you have 1 bubble, 2 bubble, 3 bubble, 4 bubble, 5 bubble, 6 bubble, 7 bubble, 8 bubble, singularity in the middle. Okay, your 7 always has a dot. It's infinite. It becomes an 8. Your 5 becomes a 6, becomes a 7, becomes an 8. So that 355 now becomes a 385. And that's, if that's a 0 on top, we know that that's a 7 on the bottom from the reckoner. So there's your 3857 circled. Or that's your circled 8, which is a 9 for your 3.14159. Dr. Brinky?